Hello ladies and gentlemen, Panzer here, and welcome to Banished. It's been a long time since I played this game. This was way back in the early days of the channel. I think 2 years ago now. Given that it's 2017, it will be coming up to 3 years since I played this game on the channel at all. And I've put a fair amount of time into this, but I never got very far. So I thought, why not, since it is a new year, let's jump into a game that I've played before. And I'm going to be doing this with a lot of games, so if you have a look at the history of the channel, you want to have a look at some of the older videos, you might have an idea of what's coming up. So basically I'll be going through a bunch of the older games that I've played before, some quite recently, some a long time ago, and seeing what's new or what's changed where possible. Now I'm not guaranteeing I'll do all of the games, but that's just something that I've decided I'm going to start doing. So, Banished, what is this game? This is a sort of village builder. I want to say city builder, but you never really get to the stage where you can actually build full-size cities. It's more of a case of, well, you try to keep your village alive as long as possible. So it's kind of a survival game and kind of a builder game. So let's just go to a new game. Let's randomize a name. Welcome Bee. That's a terrible name. Finlay! Goblus. People of Goblus. Let's just see. I'm just going to randomize a bunch of names until I find one that I like. Alright, so the town is going to be called Sussex, because why not? And let's just randomize a seed. And starting conditions, we can go easy, medium, or hard. Easy, you start off with more people, which actually turns out to not be as good of a thing, because you have to feed more people, you run out of food faster, but you do start off with a lot more materials to begin with, and you do have livestock, so there is that. So I might just go easy anyway. We're gonna have disasters off. The climate should be, we'll go with mild. Terrain size, yeah. Okay, so let's begin. Alright, and pause. So this is the village that you start off with. We've got a lake right next to us as well. And of course a river, which I'll talk about a little bit more. So how this game really plays is you gotta harvest resources, right? So you can harvest it directly from the land, or you can even build structures that let you do that. Now we've actually started off with some houses, which is interesting. I don't remember it doing that, but that's a thing now. And basically, you don't control the people directly, you assign them jobs. So let me just open up that panel. I'm going to have this... no, not that. Yeah, we're going to have the general stats. That's up there in the corner. I'm going to move it to this corner. I just prefer it on the right there. We can have the event log up, but it's not really necessary, because everything pops up in the bottom here. Let's see. There, assigning jobs. So we're going to have that over here. So this is where you assign them to do whichever jobs you want. Laborer is kind of your idle citizen, really, and they'll do everything. So from collecting resources, moving items between places, and so on, that's generally what they do. You can assign people to building jobs if there are any, and you can do it on a per building basis. There's quite a lot of detail in this game. I'm going to get through it as much as I can. Do let me know if you want to see a full series of this game. Do let me know, because I am looking at maybe doing a complete series, like something like a complete playthrough. And this is one of the candidates that I think I want to do. So, yeah, do let me know. The games that get the most amount of nominations really will just get, let's just say we will probably be putting these up into a poll, and then, yeah, we'll work it out from there. I'll let you guys know more details as we get along. I'm going to hit that escape button a lot. Right, so, that's the roads there. And I need people to gather resources so we can start putting stuff together. Now, apparently we have livestock. I don't quite see it. I don't see where our livestock is. There's some deer over here, which are great for hunting. I want to clear out this area, though. So we're going to grab all of the resources that are here. Just in this general area. The game is still paused. Let's just grab everything there. I think we can just sort of leave that there for now. Now, the other thing is I want to set up something that will allow them to get food. So we have this lake here, so we could actually do a fishing dock. Let's just rotate that around. Do I want it this close to the homes? I don't know. We should put it at the back here. Sort of like there-ish. If I can. See the red squares popping up, just not letting me put it there. Oh, I could. No, I can't put it there either. I could put it here, but that's a little bit far away. But I think we'll be fine. And then we'll just get the dirt road going through there. Once those stones are cleared, though, we shouldn't have too many issues with putting that road down. So we'll need them to clear that out as soon as possible. Just get that. And away we go. Life Simulate. I can't remember what the hotkey was for speeding time up, so I'm just going to do it this way. Oh, it's 4. Well then. Yeah. So, I don't like to run it on 10 times. 10 times is the fastest. But putting it on 10 times does lead to some issues with... Oh, there's the livestock! We've got chickens! Alright, so I need a place to keep them. A pasture for livestock? I think that's what we're going to need. I don't think the chickens are going to need too much space. But we could just have them in the middle here. Or you know what? Actually, I'm going to put them on the edge here. I don't know how big it needs to be, though. You know what? Let's just have a look. Oh yeah, it does need to be quite big. Yeah, alright, we'll do that then. It's not the ideal location for that, but, you know, we'll have somebody tending to them and everything. So gathering all of these resources, and it's going into our stockpile over here. And we can see the amount that we've got stored away here. Now, bear in mind, this doesn't count what's not in our storage. So if it's not in the storage barn or in the stockpile, then, yeah, I'm going to assign a couple of builders, actually. We're going to need some builders. I'm going to need a fair amount of builders, actually. So if they take... The villagers can actually take and keep stuff inside their house. Like you can see the firewood and the potatoes here. They can actually keep that stuff. So, yeah, you don't get to see what they've already taken out, is what I can understand. So this is basically the reserve. So you kind of have to plan based on what you have saved away. Alright, let's put another house down. I'm going to put the house just here. Got a little bit of a space between them. So we got another house going there. And then we can have dirt road coming out here. Oh yeah, our storage is pretty much full at the moment. But it's okay, they'll deposit it wherever it needs for building. Now it is currently raining, and the game sort of looks a bit weird when it rains. It gets this weird greyish look to it, which I don't really like. Alright, now they're getting that bit of stone away as well. And yeah, let's just put that dirt road down. So now that's complete. And the other thing I'm going to need is some services for the town. We're going to need... Where is it? I'm going to have trouble finding a lot of these things. Resources. Woodcutter. So the woodcutter will allow us to cut logs into firewood, which can be very, very useful. I'm going to put that down there. And we're going to get a blacksmith so we can make tools, although we don't need them just yet. Yeah, everything's at capacity. So we're going to just get people on the building jobs. I think I want to assign one of them here. Oh, it doesn't seem to let me do that, but... They are definitely moving along and getting that stuff built, I think. That fishing dock is the first one that's going to get built. You know, let's pump up the number of builders then. Okay, so it looks like most of the area is pretty clear. The stockpile is full though, so they are definitely not depositing any of that stuff. I think I might need to expand that. I don't normally do this, but I think just because we've cleared such a huge area that we might actually need to increase the stockpile size. I don't think it joins on like this, but we could just expand it like that. That is a separate stockpile, yeah. So that gives them another place to put things. Alright, I'm going to speed things up here a little bit. Alright, so the fishing dock and this woodcutter's hut and even the pasture are being built now. So we've got that going. Now, the next thing I want to have is some form of additional food gathering, because food is really going to be the main issue, I think, going into this. So let's have a look at getting something done. I think a hunting cabin could be quite useful. The other one being a gatherer's hut. So we put that in the woods somewhere like this. They should be all right. And I'm gonna put there's a forester lodge. I'm gonna put that next to this. So that will gather wood for us, and that will gather vegetables and roots and stuff. Okay, so we need people to fish. Oh god, I'm gonna keep hitting the escape key. We're gonna reduce the number of builders now. So we need to put the chickens in here, and we're going to assign one person to look after them. And the fuel limit, I think we can put that around 4, maybe 500 or so. You don't want to have it too high, you're going to use up all of your logs. So I'm going to assign one worker to that as well. And we're going to need people to fish, so let's put 4 people on that. So we still have 5 laborers, which should be just fine. It's still late spring, so we've got a lot of time in this first year to start getting all these stuff built. And there's the blacksmith being built as well, so we're going to need a blacksmith to make iron tools as well. We don't have a lot of iron, though. So that's a downside. We don't have a lot of iron. Oh, the chickens are still sitting out there, though. I think maybe they need to prepare it to put the chickens in. I'm not entirely sure. We just have these chickens sitting there. Number of animals is 8 out of 13. Oh, they're herding them in there now? Oh, the chickens are making their way in. Okay, so it just needed preparation and the chickens will go in. That's quite a lot of chickens. They were all over the place. Now, if this works the way I think it would, then we'll have eggs as well as chickens to prepare everything. So that should be fine. I'm gonna leave the tool limit around. Let's leave it at 50. We don't need too much with that. I don't see any iron lying around though. Well, there's a little bit there. So I could go and get them to collect iron in this area, so we have a little bit left over. I think there's some in here. Is there anything here? No? Oh, there is some here, though. We've got plenty of iron here. I don't need that much, but you know what? It'll take them long enough to get to it anyway. So, there is also an age system, so you have a look up here. There's a number of adults, students, and children. Now, you can educate citizens, but they do take longer than to become, active workers, but they are better for it. But the adults then do also get old and die, so that's also a downside. But yeah, given that it's spring and summer, I'm just getting people to gather as much of this fish as possible. I don't remember how to actually see... Oh, there we go. Production statistics. So we can actually see how much fish they've got. It's 114, 120 fish now for this current season, which is quite a lot. And then they can just bring that straight to the storage barn, which is very useful. Now, of course, the roads themselves that are built here are not entirely necessary, but they do look nice. And the people actually move faster when they're going on them. Like, if you look... I don't know if you can even see the difference, but if you look at them, you can actually see that they move faster while walking on the road, and then they slow down once they reach the end. So they do actually get a slight movement penalty when they're moving on an unpaved surface. Alright, these are almost done. So I'm going to speed things up a little bit. Just get this going. Going through summer now. Now, I'm thinking we may end up needing to start farming something as well, but I don't know exactly where to put that. We could put it in this empty space over here. We could have some farms going there. And farms, or crop fields, will just let us have easier to tend food. So we could have one crop field there. Yeah, that looks alright. Oh god, I'm going to keep doing that. Once this is built, it really just needs something removed from there, I think. Yeah, there's just a bunch of little roots sitting there, which need cutting down. But there's so many things in this game, like, there's crop fields, there's also orchards you can build. Let's assign some farmers to that. What do we have? We've got squash and beans. Let's get some beans. Everybody loves beans. And we put 2 farmers on that. So we've only got 2 labourers. I don't need as many builders now. So that should be fine. We've got 3 labourers, and they will be... Our reserve of food is low. Oh. Where's our food? Reserve of food, 150. But the houses have food, so we don't see... You'll get little icons hovering above the citizens when they are... when they're hungry or when they're cold. You'll get that. So we're not really in trouble with regards to food just yet. I'm just going to get them to remove this bunch of stone back here. I don't really like that. Yeah, I don't like it. That's why we should remove it. Let's put some more houses down, I think. So I think we can just expand it out this way. Yeah, I don't want to build too many houses. Basically, families only live in houses. And what that means is that the more houses you build, the more likely the kids are to move out and, you know, start their own life, and that means more kids to feed. And basically, you control the population, growth anyway, by building houses. So you definitely don't want to expand beyond what you can actually look after. So right now we've got 2 builders. They're still building these, I think. So it'll take a little bit of time before they actually get... yeah, before they're ready to be used. Also, the forester will help to replant those trees. So these trees also age and die. Like, there was a tree that just fell down over there. That wasn't a glitch or anything. That was a tree getting old and falling down. That does happen as well. So you basically have to deal with a lot of things at once. So I'm going to take somebody off the fishing, I think. We're going to take one of the fishermen away, and we're going to put them onto the gatherer's hut. And that should be fine. Because we ultimately need that food. The beans are probably not going to get done for a while. It is already autumn, and I don't think anything's going to grow. So, it is just, yeah, it is just what it is, really, at the moment. You can see a lot of the farmers and stuff become labourers as well, so they're all kind of just gathering the iron. So we actually have a lot of iron now stored away. We do actually need more stone, but I've... Oh, no, that's not even stone, that's iron, isn't it? There's iron on top of my... Oh dear. I didn't actually get them to gather any stone. That's a bit of a shame. So, yeah, we now just have an overflow of iron, and not a lot of stone. Stone is quite important. It's actually used for building many of these buildings. Even these wooden houses use a little bit of stone as well. And some of these buildings up here use stone too. So we got the Forester's Lodge up. Let's get 2 foresters there. I'm going to take off the farmers, I think. Oh, no, we don't need to take them off. Do we need builders? Oh, I guess we still need builders. Yeah, fishing is not going to be as useful in the winter. So I'm going to reduce the number of fishermen we have and put them onto... Oh, I don't really need to put them on forestry, really. It's a tricky one. I'm going to put them on gathering, I think. We'll just put one of more of the fishermen there and reduce the number of builders. So, yeah, winter is going to be the test of your village, pretty much. When it comes to just surviving, winter is where the food doesn't come in. It's where people get cold, so you're going to start burning through all of that fuel. They've got firewood in their house, and it's just burning through it right now, quite literally burning through it. And you just need to make sure that you have enough provided for them. And the last thing you want, of course, is people going out way too far and then freezing to death. Now, you do have some supply of coats. The hide coats actually help to keep them warm, so they'll be able to stay out longer without freezing. But one thing I've noticed, I don't know if this has been fixed, but sometimes the villagers used to just travel a long distance and end up freezing because they just can't stay warm out there. So that was something. There's a lot of deer running around here, and I'm thinking hunting might actually be a good thing to have, but we just don't have the people for it. Reserve of food is low. Well, we've got 192 food. How much did this actually bring in? 720 fish. It's not too bad, actually, for this season. Alright, we're now into the peak of winter. Just going to have a look at the event log. We've had children being born. We've had kids becoming adults. So far, everybody's still alive. We haven't had a death yet, but, you know, that could happen. So do definitely want to make sure that we get that done soon enough. These houses, once they're built, the population will jump up again. So we do have a population of 25 now, 10 of which are children, which is not good. They do take a couple of years to become adults, and I'm talking about in-game years. Right now, we have 1 year, so we have effectively half the population that can't actually work. We've just had a kid now become an adult, so we've got 16. So this is the sort of very trying time when it's trying to start up. And when you first play this game, you're probably going to die very quickly. Even on easy, you are probably going to die very quickly. And that's just the nature of it. Now you might notice as well the deer tend to hide around in the forests. That's a nice little detail that they have here. They travel between the forests, so sometimes they'll come out here and then go down here. But if you clear cut all of the forest, then the deer also go away and your hunting becomes useless too. So that's something to remember. Right, we've got one builder. They're going to be building that house, and then after that we don't need them anymore. So I could probably get another gatherer and another fisherman. And now we're back in spring, which is great. So, yeah, we've got beans on here. Now the farmers should actually start planting. There we go. They're starting to plant. So they only really do that in spring. I think previously they used to start whenever you just click start, and you'd have to manage that on your own. But now it seems like, you know, they just start whenever. Oh yeah, there we go. We've got eggs. We've got eggs because there were chickens. We're now full up on chickens, actually. So the question is, do we actually get chicken out of that too? It'd be very interesting to know, because we get eggs, but do we get chicken? It seems like the main meat everybody's eating is fish. Right, so I might need another pasture. And I'm thinking I'm going to recreate what I've done on this side here, or what we started off with on this side. And going to make that... or can we even do that? Okay, I'm going to put 2 more houses down. This is just for aesthetics. It's probably going to screw me over, and, you know, people who are veterans at this game are probably going to go, what the hell are you doing? But that is just sort of how I want to play this. So, let's have a look at pasture. So it's a 9 by 9. That's the way we measure it. 9 by 9. And drag that road around it. And there we go. So there's that road done. Do we have a way to build a road next to this one, I wonder? So let's build a road there. And then we can connect it up like that. The roads don't seem to cost anything, they just seem to sort of hack the ground until it gets done. Which is fine, really. We can probably grab another builder now. We don't need that many laborers now, I think. So we should be okay. Now the beans here, they're at 74% yield. We can actually harvest them at any time. They seem to grow quite fast, actually. They will automatically harvest once they hit 100%, but if you need the money, need the food now, you can just do that. You can just harvest it immediately. Alright, so I might want to split this. So that we get more. Yeah, so it just says here, animals will be slaughtered for food if they reach the limit. So we can have 13 animals in here. And, let's see, can we put the chickens in here as well? And we'll have one person working here. So I'm going to need... Oh, we only have one herdsman. Okay, so I'm going to take away one of the builders and make them a herdsman over here. So that will give us enough, I think. So we can actually split now, and half of them are going in here. So then we build that back up again. And I think we can actually afford to keep, say, 10 chickens here. We don't need the full 13. We're going to have 10 in here as well, so we've got 20 chickens in total, and everything else will be slaughtered. So, who took the... Somebody took the chicken already. I love that the chickens just sort of walk there on their own. It's sentient chickens. It's like they know... They know it's their time. Right. So I want to make another crop field. But in the meantime, I'm also going to leave some space for the houses here. So let's just have a look at how big the houses are. And remember, aesthetics are important. So that's about there. So I think I can just put one field like so. A little 10 by 8 field here. And let's plant some squash here. So the farmers will be able to work on both fields, really. I hope that isn't too big. I might have just made that slightly too big. Oh no, that's fine. Alright, let's put another house down here and another house down here. So that the we can have more citizens growing. Growing? Yes, growing. Citizens grow. The next thing, I think, health is dropping, so we need to do something about that. We need a herbalist. I believe their reserve of stone is low, reserve of logs is low. Right, so we're going to have to remove some here. I think we can afford to start removing the resources over here so that we have more room to expand. So let's just remove these and these. So that should clear up to about here, so the forest will start there. But we need a herbalist. That's a hospital. I can't remember where the herbalist actually is. Oh, there they are. So we need to place this in the forest as well. I don't think there's any danger of putting it near these guys, so that should be fine. But yeah, the health of the citizens is starting to drop, so getting some herbs will actually help to counter that. So these two houses might be empty for a little while. I got 6 eggs sitting there. Like beans, onions, potatoes. I think honestly the gatherer's hut is doing quite well then. Let's have a look at what they're doing. Yeah, they're gathering quite a lot. I mean, there's a lot of them, so it sort of makes sense. How much is this doing? They're getting stone and beans, and why are they getting beans? How odd. But yeah, they do get logs as well. So they will grow, they will plant the trees and cut them down as well, and it helps to keep this area forested. So basically what could happen sometimes if you put a forester's lodge near your city, or your village, you end up with a village full of trees, because they just plant it everywhere within that circle of influence, which is quite weird to see, but also kind of fun. It's good if you want a pretty city full of trees, I guess. So there is that. Right, so it'll be the next season that both of these start getting planted. We still have a lot of beans left over, though. Overall, I think the villagers are actually living quite well. So they'll be fine. I mean, we're not having any issues with food. Like, as much as it shows, like, beans, eggs, and onions and all that, like, this is all just food items. They can survive on just potatoes, even, or just fish. It just shows it as food overall. But it's kind of nice to see that, yeah, they have some variety. But yes, this just counts the amount of units of food, regardless of what it is. Alright, this fishing dock is actually still doing really well as well. So that's good to see, at least. Alright, so we've got people, we've got Ophelia now living in this wooden house here, and we've got Thurford and Heschelden living here. And you can even see their jobs as well. If you want to, you can actually click on this citizen and see where they are. And that's where they are. So the town is definitely growing. This is a bit of a crowded house here, 2 children here. Yeah, we don't really have too many crowded houses, like quite a lot of them are single occupants, so I think expansion-wise we've kind of reached our limit here. We just got to kind of let it settle down, and then the next year, and see like how much more we can expand. This is the sort of game you really don't want to build too fast. You genuinely don't. You don't want to overdo it. Alright, so I'm thinking we should actually get a hunter's cabin as well, but we just don't have anybody to be hunters right now, because after this we are going to have a herbalist, and that's our last labourer gone. So I'm going to assign both of these to building right now so that we can get this done. It is winter, however, which is normally a downside, but it doesn't seem to be affecting us too much right now. I think we might need a road back here. I mean, it's not necessary, but people are using that area quite a bit, so just giving them that little bit of a speed boost must be useful in some way. I mean, they do cut across the stockpile to get to the storage barn. So that does help. There's still a lot of iron left over. There's so much iron right now. So we have clear-cut this entire area here. We've got a couple of trees growing back again, though. The trees do sort of naturally grow as well, so just because you clear-cut an area doesn't mean it won't recover on its own. They can even see there's mushrooms. Little mushrooms there. But yeah, now we're in the winter of the 2nd year. Still no major issues, really. You could even click on some of the villages and have a look at their overall thoughts. So he's going to get something to eat. Oh, his health is not great. Yeah, his health is really not great. We've got a child wandering around here. He's trying to find someplace warm. So really, they yeah, the way the citizens behave is sort of like just it's individual AI. It's not sort of like a hive mentality, which is interesting. I don't even know what I'm saying there, but it's interesting. Alright, so the amount of food seems to be kind of getting down a little bit in the storage area here. But number-wise, it seems to be okay. Nobody's starving yet. We are going to need more coats soon, though. So I'm thinking we're going to need a hunter's cabin soon. Just to make sure that we have that. So I'm going to actually do that. We're really spreading ourselves very thin here. I think I'm going to put it deeper into the forest here. So just sort of there-ish. And put them back on building. So now we've got 19 working adults, but it is getting to the stage where I feel like eventually old age is going to become a problem. Yeah, you can actually see as well the couples that are in there as well. Like this is male, female, so yeah, 10 and 12. But it was a different time. But eventually they will have children. This one is a sort of father and child. Not entirely sure where the wife is. Maybe the wife is living here. But yeah, usually when you get a male-female couple, they'll usually start having children. It's not really a commentary on sexuality or anything like that, I will point out. It is actually more that it's working biologically, really, so it's just like, well, adoption probably isn't a thing in this time, So, that's really the only way children are born. Reserve of stone is low, reserve of logs is low. We are really starting to run out of materials very quickly. We just don't have any logs in reserve to make firewood even now. So I think, yeah, the forestry here is probably not doing as well this season. Partly because we are building quite a lot of things, so I'm going to have to just cut back these trees here, cut that one down. Just try to grab all of the stray trees, really. But yeah, I don't want to eat into this forest too much. We could do it here, but I don't want to do it too much. I'm going to reduce the number of builders now. We are going to need laborers. And we only have one thing left to build. That's almost done. Let's see how the herbalist is doing here. We've got herbs. Not great, but it's something. And the health of the citizens should start going back up pretty soon. The good thing is there's no disease yet. So they aren't really suffering all that much with regards to just their overall health. They're probably just not as healthy as they could be, but I think they'll be fine. So we've got laborers now gathering the materials we need. So long as we have a good reserve of firewood, I think we should be okay. Got logs there. What amount of fuel do we have? Yeah, we've got 206 firewood, so we're still okay. We should be fine for the next winter. Yeah, reserve of logs is getting low. We might even have to cut back a little bit more, so we'll just harvest the trees just here. It's not something I want to do, because I really don't want to take away this here. I mean, I could probably just get rid of these trees, but I do like them. That's the downside. I do like these trees here, but we'll just get rid of them then. Alright, so another year has passed and we have a shitload of laborers. I have a lot of laborers right now, which is great. So we could get one more fisherman. We don't need another woodcutter. We could get another forester. We can get 2 more foresters. Yeah, health is going back up, which is great. And we don't need any more builders. We could put the rest on farming. Oh, and hunters. So let's just take away 2 of those farmers again and put them on hunting instead. So hunting will do one of 2 things. It will get us meat, but it will also get us leather, which is what I need, or leather and hide, which is what we need to make coats, which is what's going to keep them warm during the winter. I'm just having a look at where this is at the moment. I'm trying to find it. There it is, the tailor. So the tailor is how we're going to be able to make coats and stuff. I think we could probably put that somewhere. Oh, we could put it behind the crop fields, I guess. Just here. So that will be a new thing that's coming up. And because mainly the amount of coats that we have is starting to run a little bit low. What have we got here? Reserve of logs is low again. Yeah, that is really a big problem, isn't it? Stored logs just not so good. I wonder what all that is. That's apparently like no logs, but I see logs. I don't know what's happening there. I see logs in the stockpile, but there isn't logs. Not entirely sure what's happening there. We could probably do with another forester's lodge, to be honest. We do have the laborers for it, so let's push this all the way back here. So we can start growing this forest up as well. I'm trying to keep it small. So as you notice, it's been 3 years in game, and it's still not. There is still not a lot of building going on in here, and that's kind of deliberate, just to kind of keep things small. I'm letting the families grow. a little bit more. We still have a few very empty houses at the moment. And yeah, so I'm just trying to keep this relatively small. Alright, so we're now into late autumn of year 3, and the snow has come, which is great. Which means the farms are now not going to produce anything, but we do have food. Like, I think everybody pretty much has food, so they're not short on food for sure. Firewood might be an issue this winter, maybe very slightly. We do have quite a lot of it stored. But yeah, I think we should be okay, mostly. It's just, yeah, they won't really be building all that much in the winter. And of course, forestry in the winter is kind of pointless. So what I could do is probably take 2 of these foresters off. And I'm going to put them onto the other one over here once that's done. This is still kind of only half done, really. Reserve of food is low? No, it isn't. Yeah, we should have a bit of chicken stored up as well, I think. I don't think chickens really do a hell of a lot, actually. But there is venison. Oh, wait, hang on, somebody's got chicken. This house has chicken. Oh, this is a really full house. Yeah, you've got 3 adults and 2 children. And they don't actually have a lot of food, but they have a lot of firewood, so that's okay. Alright, we are very, very close to running out of hide coats here. The leather is stockpiling up, though, so once the tailor is done, which is not very near completion, actually, now I think about it, it should be okay, but we just got to survive through the winter right now, and then we'll be fine. Alright, and it's the 4th year, and that's pretty much where I'm going to leave it, because now that we've got most things kind of up and coming now, this Forester Lodge is going to be done soon enough. Let's just put more people on building for now. We don't really need that many labourers. In fact, let's just max out the building for now. And I'm really getting back into this game. Like, I don't know why I really stopped playing it, because it is a lot of fun. It's not your typical sort of management game, I guess, but it is so nicely detailed that I just enjoy it so much. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. If you do want to see a full series on this game, do let me know down in the comments below, and don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you are new to the channel. My name is Panzer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.